Hello everyone. Welcome to the second session of the chapter Nature and Significance of Management from the first book of Business Studies, class 12th. And in today's session, we'll be taking up the objectives of management, importance of management, and nature of management. Now, in nature of management, there are three subtopics where we'll be discussing that whether management is an art, management is a science, or management is a profession. But in today's session, we'll be taking up two topics, that is management as an art and as a science. So just to recapitulate again, in today's session, we'll be taking objectives of management, importance of management, and in nature of management, management as an art and as a science. To begin with, there are three organized objectives of the management. First is organizational objectives, second is social objectives, third is personal objectives. Now, organizational objectives are related to the organization, related to the business. Social objectives are related to the social responsibility of the business towards the society, towards its customers, and personal objectives are related to the objectives of the management related towards its employees or the workers who are working in the organization. Organizational objectives are survival, growth, and profitability. Social objectives, if you look upon the social objectives, they are giving equal employment opportunities to all, less pollution, safety of the employees, fair trade, providing good quality product at an affordable price to the customers. So they all are social objectives of the business. Individual objectives, as we have already discussed, that they pertain to the objectives of the management related to the employees. So providing them with better working condition, peer recognition, better salaries, these are the individual objectives. Let us take these objectives in detail. First is organizational objectives. Now let me tell you, while setting up these organizational objectives, one should keep in mind that these objectives should be SMART. SMART, SMART. S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for realistic, and T stands for time bound. So whenever we are setting up organizational objectives, they should be smart enough, they should be specific, they should be measurable, they should be achievable. It shouldn't be like कि हम कोई बहुत ही बड़ा ऑब्जेक्टिव सेट कर लें जो कि अचीवेबल ही ना हो. तो अगर अचीव नहीं होगा तो हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के एम्प्लॉयज का, मैनेजमेंट का मोरल डाउन होगा. सो द ऑब्जेक्टिव सेट शुड बी अचीवेबल, रियलिस्टिक होने चाहिए, अनरियलिस्टिक नहीं, एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, टाइम स्पेसिफिक. दैट इज ऑब्जेक्टिव सेट शुड बी टाइम बाउंड. Time bound in the sense that they are to be achieved within a given time frame. So the organizational objectives, which are mentioned in your NCRT also, first organizational objective is the survival. That means the organization must earn enough revenue to cover the cost. Now, after survival, the organization should look for earning profits. Now, profits are your excess of revenue over and above your cost, and it is essential to cover the cost and risk of the business. If profit is not earned in an organization, so there is no point in running that economic entity. So it's better to shut it down, because each business is being run to earn the profits. Now, when you are earning sufficient profit, so the next higher level organizational objective is growth. Every organization, every business organization would like to grow. अब आपको कैसे दिखेगा कि आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ग्रो कर रही है? सो दीज आर द इंडिकेटर्स ऑफ ग्रोथ. इंक्रीज इन सेल्स वॉल्यूम, अगर आपकी सेल्स इंक्रीज हो रही है, दैट मीन्स द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज ग्रोइंग. नंबर ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज, इफ यू आर increasingly hiring more number of employees, that means you have more work. That is a clear indication that your organization is growing. You are increasing the number of product lines into your business. That is also a clear indication that your organization is growing. And if your capital investment is increasing in the business, that is also a clear sign of growth of the business organization. The second business type of business objectives are social objectives. Now, social objectives are the objectives of the business which are going to help to fulfill the social responsibilities of the business. These include using environmental friendly methods of production ताकि pollution ना हो, giving employment opportunities to the disadvantaged section of the society. For example, आप देखिए कि कई सारे banks में, like I visited a State Bank of India just 2 days before, and I saw that at the enquiry counter, that position is being filled by a visually impaired person. उन्होंने वहाँ पर एक visually impaired person को appoint कर रखा था, and he was giving all the information related to the documents which are required in the banking. So that is, in this way, the bank was fulfilling the social responsibility, that is giving employment opportunity to the disadvantaged section of the society. The third social responsibility could be providing basic amenities like schools and crutches to the children of the employees. Now, a very good example is your Tata company. Like Tata company, it offers school and crutch facility to the children of its employees. And you can take many more examples like that, where the corporate companies, they are coming up to fulfill their corporate social responsibility, CSR. You must have heard this name, CSR. Now it is mandatory in every organization. हर कंपनी को अपनी सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फुलफिल करनी होती है, एंड दिस इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टूवर्ड्स द सोसाइटी. The third objective of the business is your personal object of your management is personal objectives. Now, personal objectives are related to the employees who are working in the organization, and personal objectives are further classified as your financial needs of the employees, the social needs of the employees, and higher level needs of the employees. That means personal objectives caters to the financial, social, and higher level needs of the employees. Management has to reconcile the personal goals with the organizational objectives in the harmony of the organization. Now, financial needs of any employee could be competitive salaries, perks. Social needs of any employee could be peer recognition. Higher level needs of the employee could be personal and growth development program, that the employee should be sent to various workshops, seminars to enhance their skills and to enhance their overall career. To reiterate, let me repeat, recapitulate the personal objectives of the management. Personal objectives of the management are basically pertaining to the objectives which are related to the employees. देखो बेटा, मैनेजमेंट का काम होता है हर एम्प्लॉई के पर्सनल गोल्स को रिकंसाइल करना विद द ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. अगर किसी एम्प्लॉय के पर्सनल गोल अचीव होंगे तभी तो वो आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करेगा. इफ हिज पर्सनल गोल्स आर नॉट फुलफिल्ड, so definitely he will not work in your organization. So management is a linking pin between the employee and the organization. मैनेजमेंट को एम्प्लॉय के पर्सनल गोल्स को रिकंसाइल करना होता है विद द ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, सो दैट द एम्प्लॉय शुड कंट्रीब्यूट देयर बेस्ट. फॉर दैट मैनेजमेंट हैज टू सी के एम्प्लॉय की फाइनेंशियल नीड्स, सोशल नीड्स और हायर लेवल नीड्स फुलफिल हो. फाइनेंशियल नीड्स क्या होती है एम्प्लॉय की, कि ही शुड गेट अ कॉम्पिटिटिव सैलरी, पर्क्स. सोशल नीड्स होती हैं कि उसके काम को रिकॉग्निशन मिले अमंग द पीयर. एंड हायर लेवल नीड्स आर personal growth and development needs of any employee. I hope that all the three objectives, organizational, social, and personal objectives of the management, are clear to all of you? Now let's start the next topic, that is importance of management. It's a again very easy, simple topic, and all the points we had already discussed in our previous discussions related to your characteristics of management, when we were discussing about the meaning of management. So the very first point of importance of management is that it helps in achieving the group goals. Second is it increases the efficiency. Management creates a dynamic organization. Personal objectives of the employees are being achieved when management is reconciling the personal goals with the organizational goals. The next point of importance is development of society. And lastly, it's a universal activity. Let us take these points in detail. Management is a universal activity, that is, it integrates in any organization. It's an integral part of any organization. Without management, no organization will work. It's a universal activity because it's an integral part of any organization. Without management, none of the organization can perform. It helps in achieving group goals. The task of a manager is to give a common direction to individual effort in achieving the overall goals of the organization. मैनेजर का काम क्या होता है कि इंडिविजुअल एफर्ट जितने भी एम्प्लॉयज के हैं उन सबको चैनलाइज करना है किसकी तरफ, टुवर्ड्स अचीविंग द ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल गोल्स. Management increases the efficiency. The aim of a manager is to reduce the cost and increase the productivity. And we learned the meaning of efficiency in the last session. Efficiency means cost effectiveness. So definitely, if we are doing the correct task, the time taken to complete the task is less. Definitely, the cost will be reduced, productivity will increase, and in return efficiency will increase, and all this is being possible because of the presence of management. Management creates a dynamic organization. क्यों डायनामिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्रिएट करता है? क्योंकि मैनेजमेंट ही है एक लिंकिंग पिन बिटवीन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड द एक्सटर्नल बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट. जितने भी आपके चेंजेस बाहर एक्सटर्नल बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट में होते हैं उनको मैनेजमेंट ही हेल्प करती है कि हम उनको अपने बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में लाके इनकॉर्पोरेट करें, एंड सो दैट वी आर हैविंग अ कॉम्पिटिटिव एज. Management helps people adapt to these changes which are taking place in the external environment of the business, so the organization is able to maintain its competitive edge. Management helps in achieving the personal objectives through motivation and leadership. These two topics we are going to learn in the chapter directing thoroughly. The management helps the individual to develop team spirit, cooperation, and commitment to group goals, and thus helps in achieving the personal objectives of the employees. Management helps in the development of the society. It helps to provide good quality product and services, creates employment opportunities, adapts new technology for a greater good of the people, and leads the path towards growth and development. All these points were related to the importance of management. Just to recapitulate the final mind map with the key points, key words. First is, it's a universal activity as it's an integral to any organization. Management helps achieving group goals. Management provides common direction to individual effort. Helps in increasing the efficiency by reducing the cost and increasing the productivity. Management helps in creating a dynamic organization, adapt to changes, and helps in maintaining a competitive edge. Helps in achieving the personal objectives of the employee by maintaining team spirit, cooperation, and commitment to the group goals. And lastly, the last point of importance of management is development of the society, and how it is ensured by providing good quality product and services at an affordable price to the society, to the consumers, providing employment opportunities, and help in maintaining growth and development of the society at a large. I hope all the points of importance of management are clear to all of you. Now, the next topic is nature of management. We have to see that whether management is a science or an art or both. So let's start with that. What is an art? Art is a skillful and personal application of existing knowledge to achieve the desired results. It can be acquired through study, observation, and experience. And art is concerned with personal application of knowledge, some kind of ingenuity, and your creativity is required to practice the basic principles learned. आप देखिए कोई भी आर्ट फॉर्म ले लीजिए, डांस ले लीजिए, आप पेंटिंग ले लीजिए, तो you learn that art, and then you apply your personal skill, and then you create your own unique piece of art. Let us see that the following features of art are present in the management or not. There are three features. We'll first learn what are the meaning of these features, and we'll see that whether the management justify these three features or not. Means that these three features are present in management or not, and then we'll finally conclude whether management is an art or not. Now, existence of theoretical knowledge, personalized application, and based on art is based on practice and creativity. Let us take these features one by one. Existence of theoretical knowledge, it इसका मतलब होता है, meaning of this basis is experts in their respective areas have derived certain basic principles which are applicable to a particular form of art. For example, literature on dancing, public speaking, acting और म्यूजिक इज वाइडली रिकॉग्नाइज्ड. आप देखिए सबके ऊपर किसी भी फॉर्म ऑफ आर्ट को ले लीजिए, सबके ऊपर लिटरेचर इज अवेलेबल. Now we have to see that management satisfy this basis or not, whether there is an existence of knowledge in management or not. Yes, there is a lot of literature available in various areas of management like marketing, finance, human resource, which the manager has to specialize in. There is existence of theoretical knowledge in management. The second point is पर्सनलाइज एप्लीकेशन. पर्सनलाइज एप्लीकेशन का मतलब होता है बेटा जो आप सीखते हो उसको आप अपने हिसाब से अप्लाई करते हो. आर्ट देयरफॉर इज अ वेरी पर्सनलाइज कंसेप्ट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, टू डांसर्स, टू स्पीकर्स, टू एक्टर्स और टू राइटर्स विल ऑलवेज डिफर इन डिमॉन्स्ट्रेटिंग देयर आर्ट. कभी भी आप कोई भी टू डांसर्स का या टू एक्टर्स का सेम तरीके का परफॉर्मेंस नहीं देखोगे. A manager applies. Now we'll see whether this basis, this feature is applicable in management or not. Yes, it is. A manager applies these scientific methods and body of knowledge to a given situation, an issue or a problem in his own unique manner. देखिए काम करते समय जब हम मैनेज कर रहे होते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, a manager faces very different problems. They come up with very different issues. Now the manager, all managers, they know all the techniques which are available, the principles of management which are available, but a good manager, through a combination of practice, creativity, imagination and innovation and initiative, solves these problems. A good manager, through a combination of practice, creativity, imagination, his initiative and innovation, solves the problem in his own unique manner. The third and the last feature of the art is based on practice and creativity. Its meaning is that art involves the creative practice of existing theoretical knowledge. So, does the management as an art justify this basis? A manager applies his acquired knowledge in a personalized and skillful manner in the light of the realities of the given situation. आप आप देखिए, जैसे जैसे आप प्रैक्टिस करते जाते हैं एक आर्ट फॉर्म को, आप उसके अंदर प्रोफिशिएंट होते जाते हैं. एंड सेम अप्लाइज इन मैनेजमेंट टू. मैनेजर का जितना एक्सपीरियंस होता जाता है इन द फील्ड, ही गेट more insight, he got more expert, he is involved in the activities of the organization, studies the critical situation, and formulates his own theories for use in a given situation. This gives rise to different styles of management, and we'll be learning these styles in the chapter directing. So after going through all this discussion, what we can conclude is that yes, management is an art. The best managers are committed and dedicated individuals, highly trained and educated, with personal qualities such as ambition, self motivation, creativity, and imagination, a desire for development of the self and the organization they belong to. So all management practices are based on the same set of principles. What distinguishes a successful manager from a less successful one is the ability to put these principles into practice. यानी कि मैनेजमेंट एज एन आर्ट तो है ही है, बिकॉज जो भी मैनेजर सीखते हैं बेटा, वो अपने यूनिक वे में जो भी वो प्रॉब्लम इन फेस कर रहे हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करते समय, वो अपने यूनिक वे में यूनिक मेथड को अप्लाई करते हैं सॉल्व करने के लिए. So it is their own personalized application of whatever they have learned, they have acquired through experience. The last line again I'll repeat: what distinguishes a successful manager from a less successful one is the ability to put these principles into practice. कई सारे मैनेजर्स आप देखते हो, बिल गेट आपके सामने एक बहुत ही बड़ा बिजनेस टाइकून है, फाइन, ही इज मैनेजिंग हिज बिजनेस वेल, वेरी वेल, है ना, ही इज अ सक्सेसफुल मैनेजर. नाउ that means he is able to put the principles of management in a best manner in his organization. But there are the organizations who are not successful, so they are the managers, they also learn the same principle, but they are unsuccessful in implementing those principles in their organization. So we can conclude that management is an art. Now with the management as a science, we'll take up in the next video. So I hope all the points which we have discussed today in importance of management, objectives of management, and management is an art is clear to all of you. So in the next video, we'll be discussing about management as a science and as a profession. That's all for today from my side. If you have any query, you can post the question in the comment box. That's all for today from my side. Thank you all. Thank you very much.